All right, so welcome everyone to the Counselor Education Program's second monthly webinar. This month we're going to be doing it on Get to Know JMU. Originally, if you were signing up, you would have known that it was going to be presented by one of my colleagues. Unfortunately, she is out sick today, so I will be doing it again. My name is Andrew Austin. If you were here at last month's webinar, I was the moderator for last month, so I'm happy to be back here, and I will actually be presenting. I'm a senior admissions counselor here at James Madison University, and I oversee parts of the Northern Virginia area, including Prince William County, Stafford County, and Spotsylvania County, as well as different cities in those areas, and also all of the private schools in Northern Virginia outside of Loudoun County. So if any of you are counselors in there, I'm the regional counselor for your school. I also have Emma Slopnick here with me today. She is muted, but she's going to be the moderator like I was last month. So she's going to be managing the Q&A chat if you have anything going on in there. And then also, just making sure that things are going smoothly. And she'll also moderate the Q&A section at the end of today. But now let's get started into Get to Know JMU. All right, so now I want to first cover our mission and vision here at JMU. So our mission is that we are a community committed to preparing students to be educated and enlightened citizens who lead productive and meaningful lives. And our vision at JMU is to be the national model for the engaged university, engaged with ideas and the world. So here at JMU, we have also stayed true to our roots as a teachers college that was founded in 1908. But we've definitely experienced some growth. As of right now, we have about 22,000 students, and we definitely like to also say that we've maintained a small school feel as well. A large portion of our student body is undergraduates. In fact, about 20,000 students are undergraduates. And as a state institution, we're about 79% Virginia residents that come to JMU, and about 21% come from out of Virginia, so outside and in other regions, such like New Jersey and New York, Maryland tend to be some of the major areas that we recruit students from. This year, we're also very happy to have welcomed students from nearly all 50 states and over 70 countries across the globe. Here at JMU, we do aim to offer a well-rounded educational experience by blending academic excellence with a vibrant sense of community. All right. So now I want to welcome you into our campus here at JMU. So our campus is about 675 acres located in the scenic Shenandoah Valley. And I definitely want to highlight some of these key areas here that you see on the map. The first thing is study here points to Rose Library, but we do have 4 libraries on campus. Carrier Library is under construction right now, but the renovation for Carrier Library, which is on the west side of campus, is scheduled to be completed by the fall of 2026. We also have 28 dining facilities on campus, including 2 all-you-care-to-eat dining facilities as well. So there really is something for everyone on campus, whether it's, all-you-care-to-eat or like Panda Express or Panera Bread. Where it shows live here points to one of our residence halls. We have about 25 on campus. And JMU residence halls are spread out through campus, providing different types of areas and styles of living. And we do encourage you to visit our Office of Residence Life webpage to see 360-degree views of each residence halls that we have to provide at JMU. So it's very interactive, kind of like Google Maps when you drag and drop that little yellow guy. Cheer here lines up with Bridge Sports Stadium, where our fans celebrate every football touchdown with purple and gold streamers. And they also get to watch the Marching Royal Dukes perform at the halftime show. Our students also love to stay active at the University Recreation Center, where it says Play Here, which is a popular destination for students, and we accommodate about 5,000 visitors a day at UREC. There's so much to do at UREC, including working out, running, swimming, rock climbing, and even student-taught classes. And if you ever come to JMU, I do highly encourage you as well to stop by our Edith J. Carrier Arboretum, which is unique among Virginia schools. Something that we say at JMU is that Dukes hold doors. So while you're on campus, you will also see a lot of students holding doors for one another or holding doors for, anybody. Um, and throughout our campus, you'll see various statues of James Madison and, of course, Duke Dog. So we always say that we're also a very picturesque campus here. But now I want to dive a little bit deeper into the academics at JMU. So something that makes JMU really special is that we are first and foremost a teaching institution. This means that almost all of our classes are taught by professors whose first love is to teach. In fact, 98% of our classes are taught by full-time professors, which is quite rare for a school of our size. Our average class size is about 24 students, and there is a 17-to-1 faculty advising ratio. Not to mention, while we are a big school, about 89% of our classes have fewer than 50 students. At JMU, we provide a diverse range of academic opportunities, having over 130 programs, including majors, minors, and concentrations. Our approach to learning encourages interdisciplinary exploration and collaboration, fostering innovation. Many of our students will choose to double major, have a major and a minor, or even a major and 2 minors. These do not have to be in related fields. They can be cross-disciplinary, but ultimately our goal is to let them broaden their knowledge and skills across different disciplines, enhancing their educational experience here. In addition to their major, all of our JMU students do have to take a common course of the classes that we call general education or gen eds. And students will take about 41 credit hours to complete gen eds, and that's if they didn't come in with any credits. And if students are unsure what they want to study, we do have our exploratory students, is what we call them, or some schools call it undecided. And they are heavily supported by our university advising office to help them figure out what they want to do and what they want to study. They can choose to take a 1-credit course their first semester to help identify interest or meet one-on-one with an academic advisor. Something I do want to point out is that a major does have to be declared by the beginning of the sophomore year. However,
I'm doing a webinar, but
change from major to major
it's
after that. And at JMU, we do strive to be the national model for the engaged university, kind of talking more about our vision again. And we believe that learning should go beyond the 4 walls of the classroom and empower our students to work with other groups and individuals to apply their knowledge in practical settings. Something else that makes JMU unique is our students as undergraduates have the amazing opportunity to do research, which again is quite rare for a school of our size. A couple of examples that we like to talk about are we have in the past had geoscience students studying stalagmites in caves in Western Virginia. We've also had psychology students who have done research in animal or human behavior. And in the past, we've had in the animal behavior lab students studying sleep deprivation. We also have the Madison Investment Fund, which is one of the top student-led investment funds in the country. While we do provide those research opportunities, we also have a lot of other ways for students to get involved with hands-on learning, including practicum experiences, internships, and student teaching if they are education majors. Nearly 80% of our students will have participated in one or more hands-on learning experience related to their academic area before they graduate. And to support our students' success, we do offer a wide range of learning opportunities starting from freshman and transfer orientation. We have a student success center here, which is actually not too far from where my office is, that houses a lot of these support services, including the academic advising program, the learning resource center, health center, and counseling center. Our commitment to supporting our students reflects in our high retention rate, which sits at about 90%. Just to give you an idea, about 80% is the national average for freshman retention. And we do have many academic opportunities at JMU, including the Honors College. Benefits of the Honors College include faculty mentorship, honors housing if students decide that they want to live with a community of students that are like-minded, specialized study abroad programs, and graduation with distinction, so they can graduate with a minor in honors interdisciplinary studies. Students can apply over their summer before they get to JMU as a freshman to come in as an honors student, or they can also apply once they are at JMU. To learn more about this program, I highly suggest visiting their website because they do emphasize, doing things creatively, doing things with global studies, leadership, and a lot of research and service. And of course, study abroad is also something that we offer at JMU, and it's very popular for our JMU students as well. The Center for Global Engagement at JMU offers a wide range of different study abroad programs that are hosted in over 50 countries. We also do have 5 semester-long programs in Antwerp, London, Florence, Salamanca, and Scotland, and over 70 short-term summer or spring break programs, as well as exchange and internship opportunities. So there are a lot of ways for our students to get involved with studying abroad. Most of the coursework in study abroad programs is taught in English. However, if students want to learn in a different language and immerse themselves a little bit more, there are other languages that are provided as well. About 28% of our students will do some form of study abroad before they graduate. So it's definitely something that they love to do. And you can do it as soon as your freshman year, but like second semester would probably be the earliest that you do it. And if you visit the URL on the link here, you'll get to the Study Abroad's webpage that has all of our current study abroad opportunities listed with details about what they are. And we also have alternative break programs at JMU because we believe that engaging with the community is a valuable avenue for students to apply what they're learning in the classroom in real world situations. We prioritize community engagement as a means of gaining practical experience and reinforcing learning. We believe that engaging with community initiatives, our students will develop and sharpen their skills in a meaningful and impactful way. So to kind of talk more about the alternative break program, it really brings students together during their winter or spring breaks, and it's student-led group of Dukes that go out into the community and help community leaders address pressing issues. So each break is led by trained student leaders. They include other service-minded students, as well as a faculty or staff learning partner. They will travel either domestically or internationally to a certain location, volunteer with a nonprofit organization, have a lot of time to explore the host community, learn more about the pressing issues that are in the community where they are, and interact with amazing people who want to make a change in their own community. And there's more ways, of course, to get involved as well. JMU has over 400 clubs and organizations, so there really is something for everyone. There's a student organization night held at the beginning of every semester, and it's a great opportunity for students to explore different organizations and really find things that align with their interests. The Center for Multicultural Student Services, or we call it CMUS, is also a very important resource for students who are interested in multicultural student organizations. With about 46 organizations within CMUS, there are plenty of opportunities for students with different backgrounds and experiences to come together, connect, and then also do events across campus. And if any student is interested in Greek life, we do have Greek life on campus, social fraternity and sororities. And Greek life makes up about 20% of the student body. So I always like to say that if a student is interested in going Greek, it is definitely something that they can do. But if a student is not necessarily wanting to go Greek and get involved with Greek life, there are so many other opportunities to avoid having to be a part of Greek life. And freshmen do also have an advantage of getting involved and, finding things to do because all of our freshmen are required to live on campus. And about 35 to 40% of our sophomores do continue to live in the residence halls to help freshmen kind of, transition to college and just build that sense of community among the underclassmen. And although our upperclassmen do tend to live off campus, most of our juniors and seniors are still very active on campus doing events, not just coming to class. We also have a JMU transit system available to our students to help navigate campus and beyond. This service provides transportation throughout campus to also off-campus destinations, including shopping areas, restaurants, and apartments that our students live in as well. I will also like to note that freshmen are not allowed to have cars on campus, but starting their sophomore year, they are able to purchase an on-campus parking pass. So we believe at JMU, we offer a vibrant and engaged campus culture, providing numerous opportunities for students to explore their interests and really get to make the most out of what they want their college experience to be. All right, this is something that I really want to touch on because I think it's something so phenomenal that we have here. We have a University Recreation Center, or UREC, which empowers our students to embrace lifelong healthy habits through recreation programs. Because at JMU, we are here to motivate Madison into motion, which you can see in the little picture there as well. UREC is a multi-level fitness and wellness center with over 278,000 square feet of activity space that has also been recently expanded and renovated. UREC is located on the east side of campus near the Convocation Center. The facility was nationally recognized many times as well. So we do take a lot of pride in this building. But UREC is also more than just a place to sweat, right? It's a place to learn more about healthy lifestyles and develop positive habits that students can take with them when they leave JMU. UREC is a national leader in the development and use of student learning outcomes in the field of collegiate recreation. The department offers over 300 non-credit educational programs a year, as well as credit-based courses. UREC is the #1 provider of educational programs for the Wellness Passport program in Cluster 5 of the general education curriculum that students have to take as part of their gen eds. UREC is also one of the largest employers of students on campus. So if students are looking for part-time jobs on campus, UREC is a great place for them to go. Inside UREC, you'll be able to find a wellness center, a demonstration kitchen, athletic training rooms, a massage therapy studio, meditation room, 16 sports courts, 6 group exercise studios, an indoor track, and 2 outdoor courtyards. We also believe that club sports are also a great way to get involved at JMU, and we have over 50 club sports to choose from. Part of UREC is also in JMU's backyard. So University Park, or U Park, is a place for different recreation facilities to expand programming opportunities, support learning, and promote wellness and create a sense of community among our students, faculty, and staff. University Park serves as JMU's backyard and can accommodate up to 4,000 visitors daily when it is fully utilized. Okay, and I talked a little bit about club sports here, but for students who are interested in sports, JMU's varsity sports teams compete at the Division I level of the NCAA. And in 2023, JMU Athletics switched to the Sunbelt Conference, and listed on the screen are current NCAA sports offered at JMU. And like I said, we do have club sports. So all of our varsity level sports that we have on the screen here are also club sports, as well as many other things. So like I said before, there are so many ways to get involved, so many ways to stay active, even if you're just a fan and a viewer, or you're a participant and want to get active. And JMU takes great pride in the success of our alumni, who can be found in various fields and locations across the world. So as of right now, we have a vast network of over 160,000 alumni. So our students are bound to find meaningful connections within the growing JMU nation. Our alumni continues to just live in different areas in the world and continues to thrive every day. Something that I like to point out is that within just 6 months of graduating from JMU, approximately 96% of all JMU graduates are employed, enrolled in a graduate school program, or gaining valuable experience through internships or work. Our University Career Center is dedicated to providing students with the support and resources they need to succeed in their post-graduation careers. So the University Career Center will also offer some of these types of services. So we host on-campus career fairs at JMU. We have different alumni networking opportunities as well. We also help our students build or help create and modify their resumes. And one of my favorite things about JMU is that we have interview training help to allow our students to help them best showcase themselves in a real world interview. So we are very happy to provide these different opportunities for students, as well as many others, because we want them to succeed in their post-graduation endeavors, but not just right after they graduate, but beyond graduating from JMU. And if you do get a chance to come to campus, or if you have already been to campus and want to come again, we were more than happy to have you back. I do encourage you to visit downtown Harrisonburg and our surrounding areas. Our downtown area is just a couple blocks away from where I'm located in Holland Yates Hall. But it is just a short distance from campus in general as well, and is a very popular destination for our students. During orientations weeks of welcome each fall, new students are introduced to the welcoming atmosphere of the friendly city. The city of Harrisonburg will host an event called Block Party in the Burg, where a couple of the streets are closed off, and all of our new students, both freshmen and transfer students, are warmly welcomed into our community. It's a great way for our students to connect with one another and start building those friendships and lifelong connections. But it is also a great way for them to get to know the vibrant local scene of Harrisonburg. And since we are nestled into the very picturesque Shenandoah Valley, our students also have the pleasure of taking advantage of all the outdoor activities that we have here at JMU. Some of the ones that I like to highlight are that students love to go hiking, kayaking, canoeing, skiing, snowboarding, camping. So really, there are just so many things to do. And a lot of students like to take part of that, during the week or even on the weekends. But if they're not outdoors exploring the nature around them, we also, like I said, love to have them downtown, which if you all didn't know, Harrisonburg is Virginia's first downtown culinary district. So I always like to joke around and say, Harrisonburg has some great food. The students are going to be well fed. So, there's cuisine from everywhere that comes to Harrisonburg. So, they love to go to the local flavor. Some of the popular destinations at Harrisonburg are Billy Jack and Jack Brown's, as well as many other places as well. All right, so that's the end of the presentation portion. So I am going to open up for the Q&A. So if you have any questions and you want to drop it into the question and answer chat, we're going to go from there. I'm going to have Emma kind of moderate this again. So if there are any questions that haven't been answered, but if you have new questions as well, please feel free to, drop it in the chat as well. So I'll wait a second or so about that. I do see one in here. Yeah, so students do need to declare a major by the start of their sophomore year. So that first year really could be a trial period for our students. And then after the sophomore year, once they have the declaration, it's free for them to choose, if they want to add a major, add a minor, add a concentration, or subtract any of the above things I said as well. So there really is a lot to do. And again, to just reiterate with the exploratory students, they don't have to know what they want to do when they come to JMU because we don't admit by major. Yeah, I'm glad I just touched on that. So yeah, we admit to the university as a whole just to re-emphasize that again. So there is no like set quota or enrollment limit to how many people get in for a specific major because we do not admit by the majors. And then nursing is also a little bit interesting. It's a little bit more nuanced. So our nursing majors again get in just like everyone else. It's into the university as a whole, not into the specific nursing program. However, there is an application process for the nursing program. So once they get to JMU, they'll take a first semester of classes, whether it's gen eds or some entry level science or math classes that they would have to take to advance into the nursing major a little bit more. But then also that second semester is when they can apply for the nursing program, or that's the soonest that they can apply to the nursing program. The nursing program will look at the academic history of high school, also look at the first semester grades, which is why they only let you do it at the start of your second semester. They do want to see how you're doing at JMU for a semester. And then there will also be some other questions within the application about what the nursing program looks like. To be completely transparent with you all, the nursing program here, while it is fantastic, it has a lot of resources and we prepare our nurses very well. We do like to keep a relatively small cohort so that those services and the field experience that they get can be accommodated for our students and they can have a placement. So every semester we have about over 200 applicants for the nursing program, but every semester there's only about 113 spots to fill. So by design, there's only about a 50% acceptance rate for the nursing program. So what we like to suggest to our students who are interested in nursing is to have a backup major or just something else that they're interested in. They can apply multiple times to the nursing program, but we do say that it might be in good favor of you to have a backup major because there are ways to still get to the nursing area if you don't major in nursing at the undergraduate level as well. Other questions?
Andrew, I do have a question for you. Um,
Yes.
can you address the role of the Common App essay in first year application review?
The role.
Yes, I'm thinking
Okay.
this question means like the impact,
Yeah,
Mhm.
great question. So I'm going to kind of backtrack here, just to give you some more of the idea of what optional means at JMU. So at JMU, the personal statement, letter of recommendation, standardized test scores, and a list of activities is all optional for submission. And what we mean by that is it does not need to be submitted for us to have a complete application to review for a decision. So those things do not bear too much weight, if at all, on a decision for an applicant. However, something that I do want to say is that if there is some context that we don't see just by looking at the student's transcript, uh, that should be addressed to us. You know, that might be a place to have in the personal statement or a letter of recommendation. While it might not impact the decision that we have to give to the student or how we evaluate, providing that context that might not be readily available to us could be helpful in determining a decision. So things that I like to talk about are like, for example, if a student has an academic learning plan, so an IEP or 504, uh, obviously, that's not always something that students want to disclose. However, it could be helpful for us because there might be some things that they were unable or ineligible to do in high school. But if your high school has all this offering, we just assume that they just didn't take it. But if we have the knowledge that they were unable to take it because of a specific reason, it might be helpful to us in making that decision. So while those things like the personal statement don't really have an impact on a student's decision, if there's context that could be provided that might not be evident, you know, that might be helpful in terms of making a more informed decision. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, great. So another colleague who's listening in wanted me to touch on the CVPA or College of Visual Performing Arts major. So I know I talked about nursing having an application part that you do have when you get to campus. Some of our College of Visual Performing Arts majors like art, music, theater do require an audition or portfolio submission. So if a student does want to come in as an art major or music major, they do have to, you know, do a portfolio and submit a portfolio for review to get into the major. And that is something that has to be done um at the application level if they're looking to come in directly into the major. However, again, you can wait till you get on campus to apply to the major as well. And then same thing with the audition process. If you're interested in music, uh, you have to reach out to the directors of the music or theater program to set up an audition with them and then audition for the major as well. Um, but again, that could be done on campus if they want to wait to declare. But if they want to do it the summer of, they do have to set up those things. You can find out portfolio review dates online. It is submitted every year. And then we also have portfolio feedback days as well. So if a student wants to meet, whether it's in person or virtually online, with one of the art professors to kind of get an idea of, you know, what they might want to add to their portfolio or add more of or subtract to make their portfolio more um, appealing for admission, we do have those portfolio review dates as well. All right, so I have another question here. Does JMU recalculate GPA or use what's on the transcript? If you do recalculate, do you use weighted or unweighted grades, core or all classes? Great question. There's a lot of questions in here. So at JMU, we do not really look at GPA as a means of evaluating a student's application. We are more focused on academic rigor. So if your school offers AP, IB, dual enrollment, or honors classes, we do want to see that the student is taking advantage of those course offerings, which again, if a student has limitations, is why it might be important to add that context. And then we're also going to look at final grades that the student got with particular attention to the core academic areas of English, math, lab science, social science, and foreign language. So we want to see mostly A's and B's as final grades. So we're going to look more at those final grades than we are going to look at GPA. So I hope that answers that question. Please let me know if there's any more clarifying that you need for that question. Awesome. If any more questions come in, please let me know. Again, even if you want to just unmute yourself and speak, if you're comfortable doing that, that is also something that you can do as well. How do you feel about titles on essays? Like, do you mean like they're just titled what their personal statement was? Like they're like if they said like if they were talking about how a trip changed their life, they had a title for the trip saying like a trip that changed my life. Um, if that's the route you're going, we don't. I mean, if they have it on there, it is what it is. Like I said, the personal statement doesn't really have much of an impact, so um, it's more just like if they want to be fun with it. We've had people who just start their personal statement right off the bat. Um, we don't need a title. It doesn't. Again, it doesn't really do much. It might help us with like understanding what we're about to read, but it's not necessarily going to do anything about it. So if they have it, they have it. If they don't, they don't. Um, yeah, yeah, it doesn't really matter. They can just go straight into it. They don't need to have like a title or anything. And also the personal statement really can be about anything. I know I talked about if they had like a academic learning plan that they might want to use that space for it. But if they want to talk about how, you know, Legos was their favorite thing since they were 5 and now they have a collection over 100 completed Lego sets. Again, it's just a space for them to let us know who they are a little bit more, kind of give us an idea of what that is. Is there a cap for out-of-state students and do they need higher results, final grades rigor than VA students? Great question. So we don't cap the amount of students that we admit or have as like able to admit. So we never say like, okay, I'm going to use New Jersey because for the last 2 years I recruit New Jersey. I'm not going to say like, okay, we got 5,000 applicants from all of New Jersey. We can only take 3,000. We don't have that quota. Um, but then also, you know, we don't have any quota for specific schools. So like, you know, Harrisonburg High School, we got 300 applications. We're not going to say we can only take 200 from Harrisonburg High School. So that hopefully answers that part of the question. And then do they need higher results? No. So again, we're really going to be looking for, you know, the academic rigor and the final grades. You know, a competitive student is going to be a student that does take advantage of those course offerings and gets good grades in those classes. So we don't have a higher standard. In fact, it may even be a little bit more challenging or competitive for a in-state student, just because of the amount of applicants that we get in-state versus out-of-state. How many applications did we get last year? Yeah, great question. So last year we got over 40,000 applications or just around 40,000 applications. So it was definitely a great amount of applications. And then this year we're trending probably to be around the same, but don't have exact numbers on that yet, obviously, because our early action deadline hasn't even passed yet. But yeah, we had a lot of applications last year. Something else that I want to talk about, um, just as I was thinking about things here, um, is that when a student applies, you know, like I said, we want to see the academic rigor, we want to see the grades. If a student is looking to submit their SAT or ACT test scores, which again is optional, it does have to come directly through College Board. And the reason why I mentioned this is because I know I've gotten some emails that ask if they can just self-report those scores, and they can't. We do need to have the official scores through College Board. How many did we admit? I don't know the exact number off the top of my head. Perfect. Thank you, Emma. Um, so last year we accepted about 27,449 applicants. And then we also had, just to kind of give you an idea, 4,750 applicants enrolled at JMU. So it's about a 69% acceptance rate. How inflated were the applicants? Yeah, great question. So I don't know the exact number, but since we joined the Common App, we have seen a lot more applications come through. Last year's numbers were a good bit larger than the year prior. And like I said, we are trending to get a good amount of applications this year as well. So, joining the Common App has definitely helped a lot of students apply to JMU. But we do also still have the JMU specific application if students are more inclined to do that one as well. Dual enrollment, do you require an official transcript? Yes, great question. So if a student is taking dual enrollment classes at your school, we do need an official transcript from the institution that they are receiving credit from. So they will have to reach out to probably the registrar's office of that institution and get an official transcript sent to us as part of their application. Do you have a preference between AP or dual enrollment in terms of which will get students credit at JMU? So we don't have a preference in terms of which the student takes. In our process, when we evaluate the applications, they are held to the same degree. If the students want credit for the classes that they are taking, we do, for dual enrollment, we need the official transcript from the institution they're receiving the credit from. And if they want an AP class to count, they need to have had taken the AP exam, gotten a 4 or 5 on the exam, and then submitted it to us. Those are the only ways that we can take those classes as credit for JMU. Yes, we do need an official transcript with the application. That is a mandatory piece of a complete application. Is there a benefit for students to apply early action over regular decision? No, not really. So I say not really because ultimately we don't have a preference for which the student decides to apply with. However, it really is going to be based off of student preference, what the potential advantages and benefits might be. So for our early action applicants, it's still non-binding, so they're not bound to JMU if they get accepted. But the deadline's November 1st or in a couple days, and they hear back from their decisions about JMU in mid to late January. Whereas mid-January, January 15th is when regular decision applications are due. So, timing of when they get the decision might be something that might be a benefit for students if they're interested in it. So that's one of the things I would say about a benefit, but realistically, there is no benefit. It's more preferential. If a dual enrollment class is clearly outlined on the high school transcript, you still need a separate transcript from the college. Yes, if they want credit for the dual enrollment class, we still do need an official transcript from that institution, yeah. Yeah, no, any dual enrollment class that they are taking, even if it is marked on your transcript that you send for them, we do need the official transcript from the college that's sending those and certifying that final grade for them to receive credit for the class. Do we consider resumes? No. So resumes, I will say in the past I have gotten resumes, but we do not really look at them when we are evaluating the application. I mean, we don't take them. It's not something that we accept as part of the application process. But even if they gave it to us in an email or something, it's not something that we take into consideration as part of the review process. So yeah, they will also have to send the college transcript when they matriculate because we will need to see the final grade in the spring. But in terms of what we need from them at the beginning is we do need an official transcript from them to let us know that they are taking the class at the institution. It's not enough to just say it on the high school transcript unless they aren't getting the college level credit for it as well, if that makes sense. But yeah, once they submit their application with the official transcript from the college, when they get the final grade back from the college, we also need an official transcript with the final grade on it as well to officially give it to the registrar to give them credit for the class. Good questions, good questions.
Hey, Andrew. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
sorry. This is Allison Fuquay. I'm sorry to beat a dead horse, but I'm concerned because I told my students that are applying to JMU that since it's delineated on the high school transcript that it's a college level dual DE dual enrollment class, that for the application they wouldn't need to send the transcript from Bright Point Community College. Especially my seniors that are in their first dual enrollment class this year and their class is still ongoing. They don't really have a transcript from Bright Point because they don't have any final grades to show that they've received credit because they're still working on that class this school year. So I've told my students that it's really important once you're accepted into the college to then send the Bright Point Community College transcript. So that way the registrar at that college can then give them the credit and place it where appropriate for that college. So they don't have to do like the English 101 since they took dual enrollment college composition. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so again, so if it's just notated on the transcript from the high school, yes, we're going to count it as a dual enrollment class, but in order for us to know that it is definitely dual enrollment class and they're taking it for the college level credit, we do need that official transcript. Now, to your point that, obviously if they're taking it this year, they don't have a final grade yet by the time that they apply. We need a working in progress official transcript. So it will be the college that they're getting the credit through will have a transcript that says what they're taking in progress. Like, for example, when you send us your high school transcript, their senior year is in progress with no final grades. It'll be like that, but it'll be an official document from the college. And then when they do get the final grade afterwards, then they have to re-ask the college for an official transcript to give to us to show us what they got in the grade, what they got in the class to then give them credit if they pass the class.
Okay. Since we're using Common App a lot for the JMU and versus the specific JMU application on the website, Bright Point Community College will not send a transcript to the student's Common App, which is another added layer of kind of frustration for the students because now they're going into what we use as parchment.com to send transcripts. Then they're adding, Cosby High School sending their transcript to the Common App. We upload it, everything's hunky-dory. But Bright Point Community College will not link the transcript to the Common App. They'll have to send it separately to JMU. Just a FYI, Common App is kind of cumbersome on our user side, but like from the school to the college. So that's another piece to keep in mind.
Yeah, so I don't know exactly the specifics behind your school's methods and the way to go about sending those official transcripts. But if they do need to be just sent directly to JMU, we do take it. But it'll have to be through, some form of way that official way. So like it can't just be emailed to us, right? It has to be sent either through one of the online services or via mail, like actual mail. So what I would do, honestly, just so you can get a better idea, is reach out to your specific regional counselor to talk a little bit more about the situation and see what might be best to get those documents to us and when and what that time frame might look like as well.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome, of course. Other questions? Ooh, I don't know why that went black. All right, so I'm actually gonna. All right, so if there are no other questions, I'm gonna wrap up here then. So in the next minute or so, if anyone has questions, they can just drop it in the chat. But I do want to thank you all for coming again. Hopefully you learned a little bit more about JMU. I know we have these information sessions all the time at JMU, so some of the things might not have been new information, but with this, I really wanted to emphasize not just what we normally talk about in terms of the admissions process or the key parts of JMU, but we really want to start telling you all about the specific stuff about JMU, like the Honors College, like research, like University Recreation Center, just to give you a little bit better of an idea of what students are doing when they're at JMU as some opportunities. So I appreciate all of you for coming. I know, again, 10 a.m., depending on where you are, might not be 10 a.m. So I really do appreciate you all coming. And please feel free to reach out to the regional counselors that are assigned to your specific geographic region. You can find our information online as well. Like I said, I oversee parts of Northern Virginia and the greater Fredericksburg area. So if that's your area for where you're located, I will be your primary point of contact, but we have a lot of different counselors for different areas that are very helpful for you. But yes, thank you all for coming. I hope you have a great rest of your day. I hope you have a happy Halloween if you're celebrating it. And we'll be in touch with the Council Education Program next month for you all again. Thank you all. Have a great day.